that she counted it a privilege. Holy Spirit help her to realize it is a privilege to be a mother. And that's something that I realize that, I mean, I take it for granted a lot. Oftentimes I take it for granted because it's not convenient. And I went and told her how much it helped me. It just blessed my whole heart because especially with having a teenager, it sucks. You know, it's not glamorous. And me having always wanted growing up to have a glamorous type of a lifestyle. I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to do these big, I wanted to be, you know, on the big screen. And then ultimately having babies and giving that desire and that dream up to be at home with them, it felt like I had lost something. It felt like I hadn't succeeded. It felt like I was a failure. Because we live in a society that says that a successful woman is one who, you know, she's a boss, right? She got the hair done, the makeup, the job, the briefcase, the car, and that's what you always see on social media as a successful woman. And I was starting to feel like, what have I done with my life? What have I done? Like, here I am at 50 with pitiful credit, nothing with my name on it, lacking in every financial area. And I just felt like, you know, the enemy had always told me that I had failed. I wasted my youth. I wasted my 20s and my 30s because all I did was raise babies. So when she said that, and she talked about the privilege of being a parent, I mean, because you got to think about it. To be a parent means that God has entrusted you with another human being, with a whole person. He trusted you with a whole person. I mean, I had gotten cynical about being a parent at different times to the point where I didn't understand women who would, like, be pitiful that if they couldn't biologically have children. I was like, why are you pressed about that? What's the big deal? Because I had always had babies. I started having babies at 20. And I didn't really understand the heart of a woman who could not have children. That didn't make sense to me. I'm just like, girl, go ahead on about your life. I could take it for granted because it came by mistake, seemingly, because no child is a mistake. But, you know, to me, I'm like, man, I had babies. I had my first child in college, and it wasn't something, it was a happy moment initially. I mean, it became a happy moment. But my point is, women who have struggled to conceive, and I didn't understand that. Those women who didn't have it, those are the women who understand the privilege that it is. Those of us who just had babies, you know, somebody can sneeze on you, you have a baby, then you don't realize the privilege that it is because it came easily. My point is, I felt like I wasn't successful. Because when you go on social media, they don't show success as sweats and a messy bun and no makeup. They don't highlight that. The fact that there's nothing new in your closet because you have babies and all the new stuff goes in their closet. All the money goes to Pampers and wipes and socks and bras, and it don't stop. It doesn't look glamorous this doesn't look glamorous. I mean, you know, now they started doing all these videos where they cooking and they got the wonderful camera angles and the cameras and the lights, and they make even cooking look glamorous, but this was always a necessity for me. I always had little people that I had to cook for. it was always work. There was always something to be done for my children. And what I realized when T said that was, I truly had been successful. I had truly been successful because out of 5 children, you want to talk about some amazing people, never a moment's hurt or regret or pain, or I'm talking about successful in business, successful in school, successful, everything they touch is blessed. And I didn't realize that that's because I partnered with Holy Spirit and decided that I was going to be a good mama. I was going to focus on them. I did it kind of unconsciously, you know. I'm pregnant, so I'm going to stay at home with this baby. It was never this long term, I'm going to just pour into my kids, and it was never that. It was, this is my baby, so I'm going to stay home and take care of her. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times.
My God.
And now, on paper, you know, my bank account doesn't say success. My credit score doesn't say success. But there's 2 grown women through that door that are. One so successful at her business that a position was created for her.
My God.
In a major corporation, because she's that good at what she does. The other one, entrepreneur, best in her field, built her business from scratch, and then put her grandmother's name on it. The man that I raised, that came into this world through adversity and through my own self-pity era, where addiction was running my life. That one does not go a day without posting on social media about the goodness of God. He does a verse every day and has done so, I think we're going on 6 years.
Yeah, 5, 6 years.
This boy, who's now a man, posts about the goodness of God. Never even kissed anybody.
Jesus.
And then there's the prophet. And then there's the aspiring supermodel, demon slayer. I could do multiple videos about my children. And even now, when I'm in this shaky place of trying to figure out what's next for me, God stopped my focus from being what I don't have and what I haven't done with my life, to opening my eyes to the success that I have had. Not once, not twice, but 5 times successful in pouring into and building and raising these magnificent people that are now productive members of the kingdom, that are out here doing and going and having dreams and getting assignments from Holy Spirit and speaking into me, ministering to me, prophesying to me, when I have felt useless and the enemy has wanted me to feel useless, to think that my life is done now and I've wasted it and squandered it and there's nothing left for me. And I'm not 100% sure what all of my next steps are. I have some really wonderful things that I'm working on, and I'm really grateful to be finally calming, the hormones calming through menopause and all that has happened in my body. But the main thing is that I realized, and I didn't even talk about this wonderful marriage, but I realized that my success has not been by culture standards. My success hasn't been built on a life of societal accomplishments. It hasn't been that. It has been the privilege and the honor of being a mama. Of knowing that when I come in the kitchen and bake something, it's 5 people that's gonna come running in here telling me how awesome I am and how wonderful I am, and that would do anything for me. They are my success. And that's just the beginning, because I'm going into now a new season of my life where I don't have little ones anymore. They're adults and they're doing things and they're home because they want to be home, because they're building. But they are the success that I overlooked. So for every mama who feels like, oh Lord, I gave my youth to my family and now here I am. Everybody is, mom, you might be an empty nester. The babies are no longer babies and they don't need certain things. They're going to always need us. There's never a time. My mother is in a nursing home and I still go in there and put my head on her chest. So there's never a time where they won't need us. But I think that our Father wants us to know that success, specifically for women, specifically for mamas, and even if you don't have biological children, whether you have adopted or whether you are that auntie that doesn't miss anything, the sister, the friend, the nurturers that we are, is overlooked by society, and it doesn't look like success. But when you are able to step back and look at the kids that you have had the privilege to be able to help raise, when you're able to look at them and see how they turned out, see how they are, who they are, you need to realize that that's because of you. It didn't happen. And I used to think like that it's just because that's just who they are. I actually thought that. That's just the type of people that they are. I raised them that way. I did that. Allow yourself to have some credit. Don't undermine what you've done in others' lives. Don't undermine who you've been. This society is never going to look at mamas, especially stay-at-home mamas. This society is never going to celebrate that. This will never be the cover shot for a successful woman. This ain't going to be on the cover of Vogue, Modern Woman, any of that. This will not be that. We have to understand for ourselves that we are successful. We have to accept for ourselves and accept the people in our lives that celebrate us, that appreciate us, that lift us up. Don't brush them off. Oh, I ain't doing nothing. Oh, it's just a batch of cookies. Oh, you done took that child back and forth to school every time they missed the bus. You got up when you didn't feel like getting up to nurse sick children. You have cooked, you have cleaned, you have baked, you have prepared, you have created. You make everything beautiful. That's the gift of a mama. You comfort, you nurture, you pray, you fall asleep praying, you wake up praying, you cover your family. Your job is never done. Don't wait for this world to celebrate who you are. Don't wait for them to consider this type of a lifestyle to be successful. And to everybody who mocks and laughs at a stay-at-home mama because, what do you really have to do? Just laugh at them. Just laugh at them. Because more than likely, their mama won't there with them, so they don't even understand it. It's not old-fashioned. It's not old-fashioned to want to be at home for your family. It's not old-fashioned to pour into your children and your husband and cook and clean. And I know this society is saying that we're supposed to be the men of our homes now. You're supposed to go out there and work hard and break your back and break your mind and then come home and try to create some type of a home for your family and peace for yourself. We're not built like that. And I don't care what modern culture says. I don't care. I'm not going out there and doing all that. I'll go to work when I feel like going to work, but I'm not going to go out there and try to hang with a man. For what? What are we trying to prove? Anything you can do, I can do better. The devil is a lie. I wasn't built to, my name ain't Adam. I was not built to do what you do. That's your job. And I'm getting ready to open up a whole can of worms, and I don't care. I don't care, because I'm tired of watching women. And if you get down on your knees and propose to a man, shame on you. Get up. And then they got the nerve to call it, what do they call it, being a soft woman? What is this? You talking about being a woman? So now we got soft women, hard women. Girl, okay. Anyway, I ain't intend to go all into that. You either a woman or you a man. That's it. That's all I got to say on that. Mamas, appreciate who you are. Appreciate your own self. And if your family doesn't appreciate you, they're going to look back and appreciate you one day. They will. But in the meantime, count it a privilege and an honor that God said, I want you to take care of these people. I'm going to help you to do it. We're going to do it together. And you're going to be successful in my eyes.